All right, so this first set that we watch, we're going to see Kuru bring the ball up. Kuru, like Lauri Markkanen, was allowed to bring the ball up anytime he got the ball off a rebound. So he does that, makes a move, LeBron stops him. He kicks the ball out to D'Angelo Russell. The Nets are now going to start their set. Now, a lot of times what the Nets did was their big man, in this case Jarrett Allen, in our case Wendell Carter Jr., will set a fake screen on the ball handler. So Jarrett Allen is going to quickly slip the screen. Now, because Jarrett Allen's not a threat, JaVale McGee knows that he can kind of leave him, and he goes to jump D'Angelo Russell. Now, Jarrett Allen on the weak side now is going to go set a screen for Joe Harris. Joe Harris recognizes that he's got a defender on his hit, and the paint's open from JaVale McGee going and closing on Russell Hart, so he's going to curl the screen here. Now, because everybody's out of position, Joe Harris is going to recognize that once he gets into the paint, the court's going to be wide open. So he gets in the paint, the defense collapses, he kicks the ball out to Kuru in the corner. Now, Kuru fumbles it a little bit. If he doesn't, that's a wide open corner three. But because he fumbles it, Kuzma is able to close out on him a little bit. But because the defense is still out of position, he swings it once to DeMarre Carroll. In our case, this would be Otto Porter Jr., who's still able to get a wide open look. He airballs it, but that's as good of a look as you're possibly going to get. All right, this next set we're going to look at is a really quick hit, and it's something that we can envision Zach LaVine or Kobe White attacking off of in a really quick early offense kind of way. So the Nets, as we've seen, like to run a lot of misdirection with their screens. So we're going to see Joe Harris come up and look like he's setting the ball screen for D'Angelo Russell. Now, in our case, whether Kobe or Zach has the ball, either way, they're both really explosive and capable of getting to the hoop. And they're both great shooters, so the threat of the shot and the attack is going to throw the defenses off in the same way. So Joe Harris is going to come, act like he's setting the ball screen. Reggie Bullock goes with him because he knows you can't leave him as a shooter, and D'Angelo Russell is able to attack a wide open paint. Now, as we stop it, D'Angelo Russell attacks, he gets all the way to the paint, but you see the defense collapse, and he has options. He's got a shooter in the corner, and Allen is his roll man, so we could have Otto Porter Jr. in the corner, or Wendell Carter as the roll man for the dump off pass. So either, and in this case, Russell keeps it and he gets a layup out of it. All right, this next set we're going to look at is perfect for the Bulls multi-ball handler offense. You see Joe Harris here bring the ball up the court. In this case, it could be Sato, it could be Kobe White, it could be Zach LaVine. Doesn't matter. They're all interchangeable. Anybody can bring the ball up the floor. So Harris is going to bring the ball up the floor and get it to his primary option on a handoff. He sets a screen to open up D'Angelo Russell a little bit. As we saw, the Nets love doing the fake screen, so Jarrett Allen is going to look like he's setting the screen for Russell here, but he slips it. This is going to give Russell options. He could either throw it over the top, lob it to Jarrett Allen, or he can kick to Joe Harris, who's a phenomenal three-point shooter. Again, with the Bulls guards, it doesn't matter. They're all good shooters. They can all drive a little bit. They're all explosive. So Russell kicks the ball to Harris here. Wesley Matthews respects the shot, closes out hard. Joe Harris puts the ball on the floor, gets into the paint. Harris is not a guy who's going to try to draw free throws, so what he does here is he drives, dumps it off to Jarrett Allen. Allen gets a nice little hook shot right at the hoop that he misses, but is a perfect little open shot. If this next set looks familiar, it's because you might recognize it from the Golden State Warriors kind of destroying the Rockets with it. So the Nets here are going to overload the weak side with shooters, and they're going to let Russell and Ed Davis play two-man game on the strong side. So because the Bucks drop back, Russell's going to be able to get into the paint a little. He puts Bledsoe in jail, and he's going to get a little mid-range shot here. Nice, simple, easy execution. But against a defense that doesn't drop back, where the big comes out, Russell is going to be able to hit that short roll. Now, Wendell Carter Jr. is a really good passer. He might be the guy who is the short roller. Then the weak side help is going to come out, and that's where we're going to be able to get our shooters involved in a set like this. Now, in one of the previous sets, we watched Joe Harris come up like he was going to set a ball screen and fake it. In this play, he's actually going to set the ball screen. This is going to lead D'Angelo Russell playing downhill against Brook Lopez. He's got Ed Davis, hits him for a little drop-off. Ed Davis finishes strong with the layup. You could easily envision Kobe White or Zach LaVine attacking downhill there and dropping off to Thad Young. All right, this next set, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Caris LeVert's going to get the inbound, and he's just going to use a high screen. He's going to snake the screen, get into the paint, really quick attack, and just get a nice little floater. Boom, 2 points. You can easily see a quick hit with Zach LaVine right there.